both of his solo lanes running Ignite, we could be seeing the, the old go in first, 1v1, blow your Ignite, get them low, and then Lee Sin comes in and finishes them with his Ignite. Okay, so we're into game 1. Hopefully there are no technical issues from here on out. Keep your fingers crossed, but get hype. We are into the LoL Spring Tournament, brought to you by Esports Hawaii. Once again, I am Dark Musician alongside Sniper Worm, bringing you some commentary and hopefully a little bit of insight to this game.
Oh man, I noticed Thresh is only moving now. Hopefully that doesn't cost purple team too much.
Did he buy slow too?
He did. He bought really slow. And I also noticed that Vayne making good use of that refund ability of the shop that was added. Because yeah, I saw them Boots of Speed pop up at first.
Yeah, I remember one time I bought a blasting one with Riven. It's a good thing that refund is there.
Yeah, I remember back when that wasn't there. Oh, you feel so bad.
Indeed. Okay, so yeah, it's a real interesting comp. A lot of throwback champions and a lot of kind of obscure champions that you don't see too much of anymore.
Yeah, reminds me a lot of Season 2. You know, aside from like Lucian, who didn't exist, but...
And Syndra, yeah.
But yeah, I see Yorick was told, hey, why aren't you up there covering the top part of my blue? What if they just walked in?
Okay, so it should be noted that Syndra dropped her sight ward, or her trinket ward very early. So that's gonna... Well, actually not really early, maybe like 10 seconds earlier than the norm. The norm is usually around 140.
Mm-hmm.
And Jarvan's starting with a sweeper. Very interesting.
Sounds like he also wants some really early aggression.
Yep, both junglers definitely good at doing the gankings and the killings. And Jarvan, of course, not quite as, in theory, not quite as mobile as Lee Sin, so he did take flash. But still, the Ignite is still a very risky gamble in my opinion, so we'll see, again, if Lee Sin profits or not. Vayne staying far back, as she should.
Lucian also staying far back.
That is a little strange.
Looks like the bot lane is going to be pretty peaceful, at least until they get some levels.
Yeah, the mids look like they're more looking for poke damage already. Was this after the Thresh nerf where they nerfed his attack range? I believe it is.
Yeah, I believe it is.
How does that change the matchup against Leona?
I would say it doesn't really, because Leona's still melee. And it's not, his attack range was really short before, you know, for a range, so it doesn't really change whether or not you can get hit by stuff.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the range was reduced to 450 from 475. This week J4 going up top has that red buff applied, but Cho'Gath with his own pseudo red. Oh, but J4 with a nice flag and drag. That should be an easy first blood. No assist required. So a good gank by Unlock.
Yeah, excellent kill.
Yeah, very nice. That discounted gank didn't even need to use his gap closer to start it.
Yep. Just kind of ran into each other.
Yeah.
And Lee Sin, interestingly enough, has just been trying to power clear. Very strange considering he took Ignite.
Yeah. As we see Jarvan already having an immediate impact on the game. Yorick got himself some nice alone time, some me time up in that top lane.
Oh,
Ice Redemption. Oh, the snare goes far, but Fat Lou coming in doesn't pick up the assist, unfortunately, but still manages to get the kill onto Zitai. Does Ice Redemption.
Yeah, he was just insurance just to make sure that there was no trade.
Yeah.
Good move. Because anytime you see Lee Sin coming in, your natural reaction is to back off. Even though at that point his only real option was to try to trade kills.
So yeah, that binding going wide to the left.
Yep.
It was most likely because Zitai was trying to kite backwards. And while he was repositioning his mouse, he probably either fat-fingered or just did a little too fast.
Either that or he thought that Syndra was gonna go hard and keep moving forward.
True.
Oh, Leona going in onto Thresh.
Okay, Toil lands the combo, but
no follow-up.
there will be there will be no follow-up with Jarvan there. It's probably best that the hook didn't hit.
Yeah, that might have baited himself into something bad. Oh, here's a gank. Does he still have Q? Oh, he's in trouble.
Oh, Arkner.
Yeah, he's gone.
Arkner should pick it up with the Ignite ticks. Yeah.
Yeah, that double ignite.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's right. I forgot. Lee Sin has Ignite, so it's hard to tell. It was hard to tell whose Ignite that was.
But yeah, you could tell Lee Sin ignited him at the end because his character twitched a little bit and then he left.
Yeah. The little stutter step.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fat Lou definitely stepping up his presence.
Yeah, making good use of that ignite.
Also taking advantage of the fact that laners like Lux and... Well, Lux has some CC to stop him, but Yorick, for all intents and purposes, a little immobile. If the ghouls can block the Q, it's a good out for him, but not when he's knocked up like that.
Yeah.
The Cho slow off of the knockup is just so huge. I believe it's like, what, a 80%? Is it 80% slow? I know it's some really ridiculous number.
Yeah, it's some really high number above, well above 50%.
Yeah. Kagemori saying, I can't poke as much. Sad Thresh is sad. Okay, so after that flurry of exchanges, the lanes have kind of calmed down a little bit. Arkner pushing Mr. Recycle into his turret. And we see J4 coming up again, but this time Arkner a little wise to it.
Yeah, he's like, well,
Easily scouted.
there's no real point in me being way up here. I'm just going to leave.
Ooh, if that stun had landed.
Oh, and Lux is dead.
Oh,
'cause
baby.
She has no flash. Oh.
Nice. Zip, zip.
Yeah, and good gank follow-up. Make sure you come back before the flash is up. Very smart.
Yep.
He still could have one more gank on Lux should he come immediately back.
Yep, definitely. Well, actually, you can take the commentary for a little bit. I forgot to move these around.
Okie doke. So in the bot lane, looks like the CS is well in Vayne's favor. So that's definitely good for her. In the mid lane, obviously Syndra's winning because she's been getting ganks. And oh wow, the Yorick CS is not very high. It looks like he's been trying to harass the Cho'Gath a little too much.
Okay, so J4 coming down. The Flay will knock him back a little bit, but he immediately re-engages with the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Easy pickup right there. And Thresh will flash in vain. No pun intended. Probably should have saved the flash, maybe.
Well, if Vayne had actually gone past and condemned Leona back towards their tower, they would have traded 1-for-1 right there, instead of trying to condemn away. Because the natural instinct is to try to push people away to save your teammate.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, he was already dead. So no amount of pushing him away would help him.
Ice Redemption needs to be careful. I mean, not Ice Redemption, but Zitai needs to be careful. Ice Redemption has ulti again. And he wants to use it.
Yeah, both Syndra and Lux have relatively low cooldown ultimates. So their ultimates will be available whenever they want to fight.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, is that dead?
Oh yeah, that's
dead.
gone.
That's definitely dead. Didn't even need to flash.
Yep.
Had all the time in the world. Nice play by Ice Redemption. Definitely taking that snowball and running with it.
Ooh, here we go.
But Mr. Unlock coming back up.
He does not have the flag and drag yet, though. He just used it. And more action in the bot lane.
Okay, so the hook obviously landed, which is
excellent box.
why he teleported. He teleported over Yana. Very nice box. Ugh.
Ooh, just to make sure.
I approve.
Yeah.
I approve. Cho'Gath's a tanky fellow. Can't risk him walking away. Especially after he committed all that time down there. And a good call by Lee Sin. saying, "Yo, guys, it's time to Dargan."
Yeah, I see the two top. We just killed someone in bot. Dragon is free. The delicious gold.
Yep. So purple team with that. CookieButter will give themselves a pretty nice lead. 10 minutes into the game, 14k to only 11.6. It's a very healthy lead.
It is.
And the story of the game is that Syndra. Syndra is getting really big, and the Yorick is just very tiny right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's really small despite getting a bunch of help.
And the other story right now is that Vayne is ahead in CS and in kills. So she has basically bypassed that part of the game, or she's close to fully bypassing that part of the game where she's like super weak.
Where you're super vain.
Veiny, yeah.
Yeah, but the wrong kind of vain.
Ooh.
Not the late game vain.
Can really see that both teams want to win this. Definitely a lot of nerves on both sides. So you see Fat Lou thinking about ganking, but Yorick does have ulti. So definitely a little risky. Ooh, and Jarvan coming right back up. Arkner is in a lot of trouble. Fat Lou immediately making a U-turn, but we'll see if they can turn this.
Uh-oh, bad rupture.
Oh, that was a risky rupture to say the least. But here comes Fat Lou. Can he make a difference? Oh, Recycle flashing out. And a good kick away on Mr. Unlock. And that'll be a death onto Yorick. Oh, Arkner should not have went back in, I think. That was a little greedy.
Oh, he has to stay away from Yorick.
Oh, and the ult just timed out. I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like Arkner got a little lucky right there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was a little greedy to go back in, but you know what? Risk reward. He does end up dying in the end, but across the board, CookieButter picked up 4 kills. I believe they got both bot lane because Lucian was already dead by the time we looked down. So huge momentum for CookieButter right now. Very well played.
Yeah, Lee Sin 4-0 decided, you know what? I'm going Triforce. Cho'Gath looks like he's going for straight Frozen Heart as his first item. Very interesting. Ow.
Ooh. Shield coming out too little too late because of that stun.
Didn't need that half of her life.
Yeah, and Ice Redemption wisely knowing, okay, the shield's up, I'm just going to walk away and let that time out. Save my mana. And the first turret of the game actually going to the bot lane of Vayne Thresh. So definitely with all the attention top, it just allowed Vayne to just milk her lead. And Thresh is just landing those hooks.
Yeah, and as soon as final hour is back up, Vayne may think about going back in. She doesn't have flash, so it'd be slightly risky, but with the huge lead that they have, she may decide to just go in anyway.
Ooh, Ice Redemption, kind of a sticky spot. Has to exit through the side. But they don't know where Fat Lou is, so they do not want to chase. Because they could be chasing right into Fed Lee Sin. Lucian opting for a early Sheen. How do you feel about that pickup? I feel that's a little odd, considering that he's losing so hard.
That is, but I guess he's looking to just get
Trinity Force as soon as possible.
Well, he's just looking to get quick trades and then backing out. Otherwise, he would have got the Phage first if he was looking to go Triforce.
Okay, so Dragon is going to be up in about a minute and a half. Coming around the 14.5 minute mark as we see Etoil Dust getting caught out, forced to burn his flash over the wall. That's a precious resource.
Yeah. Leona's flash, very powerful.
So, yeah, Lee Sin just doing a little exploring. They clear out the pink ward. And taking a look at the CS across the board, purple team is very far ahead. Even with all the roaming that Lee Sin has been doing, he's still been managing to keep up with J4.
Although J4 is pretty rich too, because he has 3 kills.
Yeah, J4 is 3 out of the 4 kills for his team, so he's gonna have to carry them into the game, into the late game. The unfortunate thing is that the late game advantage is probably still with purple team because of the hyper carry in Vayne. Epic Cat's forced to flash over the wall. He's gonna run right into trouble.
But he is in huge trouble.
But here's his team. Okay, a final hour's pop. Mr. Unlock taking a huge amount of damage. That's all their gold right now. And the double buffs. He does not want to give that up. Kiting backwards the ignite. All the ignites coming down. Etoil Dust definitely going to go down. And Mr. Seraph, you have stuck around way too long, my friend.
Yep.
That is going to be a Sonic Wave. Kia.
Vayne, come
W
back.
out. Yeah.
Oh, but it's might be too late. He took that extra shot. Can he get away? Whew.
Yeah, that was a little bit of miscommunication right there. Biotic X should know that when Lee Sin does that, you need to stay around so he can zip out. Especially since he has no flash.
Yeah, and Vayne was at like full health.
Yeah,
so.
but overall, successful team fight is successful for our purple team. As they just continue to stranglehold this game. Syndra wasn't even there, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, Syndra was just doing her thing in mid. Surprised she hasn't taken the tower yet.
It looks like she's not really trying to take down the tower. It looks like she's just trying to fish for more kills on Lux. Because you can tell when you want to take the tower, you press up, yeah? You press up onto it when you're way stronger than the enemy laner. But right now, he's just sitting kind of far back trying to land random stuns so he can take people out.
And this will be another uncontestable dragon. Even if blue team was in position, they could not hope to fight for it. Lux Laser coming around too late. So a good secure by the purple team. But a good attempt by Lux to try to get a lucky snipe. Didn't really have the vision to make that work.
Yeah. And if nothing else, it does confirm that the dragon is down, so no one has to waste their time walking over there.
Yeah, Fat Lou is pretty big right now. 6-0-1. As we see Mr. Recycle in a bad spot right now against Arkner.
He just does not have the items to fight him right now.
Yeah, and all those creeps are gonna heal him up as they die around him.
Yep. There's a Cho'Gath passive. Even the ghouls.
Yeah, and because of the Frozen Heart, those shovel strikes are gonna hit so slow. And it looks like he's going just for more armor straight away. Randuin's ultimate looks to be in the works. Coupled with all the free health that he gets from his ultimate. He's gonna be a real problem soon.
Yep.
That lane is definitely not gankable anymore.
Ooh, and the BM Golem slaps Leona.
Cancels the back. So if you're blue team, what can you do in this situation? You know that you don't really have the late game because of Vayne. And you guys are definitely losing the early mid game. So what do you do?
Right now, you have to try to make picks. You have to try to out-rotate the other team. Either get picks or get objectives uncontested by just outmaneuvering them.
Okay, so we see the ganks coming down. Arkner immediately flashing out, no problem. Here comes the re-engage. So much damage coming down. The Om Nom Nom plus the Lee Sin kicks. So much damage. And here comes Sandra! A little bit unnecessary flash over the wall, but whatever, got the job done. A kill is a kill.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because you're so far behind, you need to get things done quickly. And whether it works out or not, you need to get out. Because once the enemy team does catch up to you, they're going to have the advantage. So you have to play things only on just outmaneuvering the other team.
Right. And definitely, purple team has got the moves, at least in this game, as the box comes down. Oh, but the E cancels the slow, and the culling will come back. So Epic Cats needs to stop.
Oh, but he's staying with only about 300 health.
Okay, never mind. Now they're leaving. Yeah, the scary thing is that purple team isn't really rotating that much.
Yep.
It's been mostly just duels with the junglers. So like when Ice Redemption started roaming up to the top to help, it was just a massacre.
Oh man, that's Syndra 197 CS.
Yep, Syndra doing very, very well right now. Definitely putting in that work.
Yep, lots of gold.
Coupled with the kills that she got, this is all kinds of problems. So we see Cho'Gath with the pieces of Randuin's Omen. All he needs now is to go back and finish it with the recipe.
He should probably get boots first if he's gonna keep split pushing.
Indeed. And oh, the life. Is he gonna go for it? That's, yeah.
Jesus.
The shield doing absolutely nothing to stop that ulti.
Yeah, Syndra's so far ahead right now. Just can't afford to get hit by stuff.
At this point, this is probably gonna be an
Whoa,
avalanche.
whoa, whoa.
If this keeps going the way it's going. We see Cho'Gath rotating down to mid lane. Blue team trying to make the plays, as you saw Mr. Seraph trying to get in the face of Arkner, but that's the wrong target to mess with right now.
That is the wrong Cho'Gath. Because look at all that armor he has already.
This is very a la Hotshot GG, where he used to just stack armor and just 1v3 people.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Seraph.
Woo! Nice triple knock-up.
And they're going to dive this because Cho'Gath does not care about the tower.
Yep, and Jarvan trying to be a hero, trying to go in, but just not enough. And final hour is going to get Vayne out of that situation. Thresh Lantern not available, actually. I thought it was up. But no shield for Vayne, so that will be a kill for the blue team. But Fat Lou is just so big right now. He has the try-hard force. And yeah, that Trinity Force is going to be so good for him. He can just go tank. Well, it doesn't look like he's just going to go tanky now, but he could if he wanted to.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Trying to predict the flash, maybe? Not sure.
No, he was just thinking the pull wasn't going to hit.
Oh, I see. But yeah, Machine Dramon. So incredibly strong right now. You saw what happened. He just bulldogged his way through that turret. Once that triple knock-up landed, it was party time.
Yeah, and he's now has the Randuins completed.
Yep.
But still no boots.
So the Dragon Timer a little bit early.
Hey, there we go. There's the boots. He went back for it.
Gotta remember your shoes. So yeah, the Dragon, they were a little bit early on the Dragon, but it should be up in about 3 seconds. And that'll be even more gold. And at this point, blue team might want to think about just calling it quits for this game 1 and regroup for game 2.
Yeah, because you don't want to get too much negative in your head or it'll affect the next game as well.
Yeah, we've seen it even at Worlds where teams will go on tilt. Teams will continue to try to make plays that are not feasible and then just builds bad habits. Oh, the hook catching the ghoul, all planned by Yorick. So good body block right there. Vayne was kind of in no man's land, so she immediately tumbles out. Getting around to the 23.5-minute mark as Ice Redemption gets caught out, but doesn't really care.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to go in on that with Cho'Gath standing right next to her.
And Purple Team doing what they need to do, just staying together, not allowing the picks to happen.
Yep.
So long as the body blocker and Cho and Thresh are there, eventually the game will probably roll itself out.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that you have the lanes pushing up, then you just stack up together because you know they can't fight you. And you'll just slowly but surely get stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to actually see Purple Team rotate for the inner turrets. Fat Lou's already doing work top, which is good.
Yeah, and the purple bot lane is returning to bot.
Now, if you're the blue team, you might want to try and fight this here because you know there's only 2 of them.
You have to go for something.
And here they go.
For one of the places, yeah. Oh, okay.
Cho got caught out.
They catch Cho, but they're doing negative damage to him.
But the Lux laser coming across does shut down Syndra. So blue team has seized their chance.
The bot lane should just keep pushing. They shouldn't come rotate up.
Yeah, not sure why Thresh rotated right there. They should just finish the objectives.
Yeah.
Fat Lou doing the same.
Team's turret has been
Okay,
destroyed.
there's the Lantern out, but they popped the Talisman of Ascension, but they could be caught out.
Oh, the play misses, and
Oh, wow. Recycle flashed away.
well, he did that emergency flash because he was not expecting them to be there,
Yeah.
and his team had already backed off, assuming that they were gone.
I actually thought that they were rotating around to try and swing around, but J4 was already leaving.
Yeah, so did I. I thought that they were coming down to pinch on them, but I guess they didn't actually know that they were there.
Yeah. It's true. They could have just been recalling in the bush for all they knew.
Yeah. That and when as soon as he walked into the bush, he saw a flake come out as if he knew he was coming. Yeah.
So he probably thought there was help.
Yeah, he probably thought it was an ambush.
Yeah, and at this point, the blue team needs to assume the worst because a pick here would be fatal at this point in the game.
Yeah, a pick here would be free any objective of choice for the purple team.
Okay, so if you're the purple team, I'd say forcing Baron is definitely feasible with Cho on your side. And it also takes the blue team away from their turrets, which is nice.
You probably want to shove up the bot lane before you do that, though.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but it looks like purple team just wants to force this. Everyone's here. Vayne finally arriving. Vayne with those, the core item, Infinity Edge, and Bork, as we see the fight. Final hour getting popped. J4 in the middle of everybody. He is the most gold. The culling not doing a whole much, but they do get the shutdown onto Lee Sin. Again, Lee Sin built damage, not tank. But Biotics is still untouched, and so is Syndra. We'll see if they have the damage. But Jarvan quickly executes Vayne. Ice Redemption is going to go down, and for all intents and purposes, that went. That's probably the best case scenario for the blue team.
Yeah, that was an excellent fight for them and a terrible fight for the purple team. During that whole fight, Syndra was actually split off on the opposite side of the wall. Couldn't help nearly as much as she probably wanted to. Lee Sin, with all his damage, got caught out immediately and died before he could do a whole lot. And with that being said, Cho'Gath was kind of stuck in the middle of the enemy team, getting hit by AoE and getting worn down even though he wasn't being targeted.
Yep.
So all in all, it just didn't work out too well for them.
Yeah, you can definitely see the problem of going too much glass on someone like Lee.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he had just started building tanky, because you see a BF sword and a Vamp Scepter. That's a lot of gold that he could have spent on defenses.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely could have been like a Giant's Belt and a Wardens or something.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because they didn't push out the other lanes before they did that whole Baron deal, they didn't really get anything out of that. All they did was lose the fight. Because that's normally what you want. You want to push up the other lanes, then force Baron, so that even if they manage to stop you at Baron, you get stuff elsewhere. Just from your creeps doing things.
So in the aftermath of that battle, I want to point out one thing. Lux has a Medjai's. What do you think is the reasoning behind that?
I think the reasoning behind that is that, simply put, they just want to fight, and they're so far behind, they need any sort of gold efficient items that they can. So she's like, well, if we're going to come back, it's going to be because we get lucky fights. So I may as well try to snowball as hard as I can off any lucky fights we get with the Medjai's.
Not sure what Lee Sin was doing right there. He queued the Baron and then Cho lost like a bunch of life. A little weird.
I think he was trying to draw them in as if they were doing the Barons. But they still had vision.
Ooh, Mr. Recycle getting caught out. Oh my goodness. That is huge. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's definitely a Syndra specialty. If someone can't move, she just kills them. Kind of strange that Thresh flew in there too, but I guess they really wanted to make sure he died.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he got the flay. And if you're purple team, you definitely want to capitalize off of that. Maybe a Baron. I wouldn't have imagined that Dragon would be the first thing.
Yeah, because your outer lanes are shoving in hard, so it would be a perfect time to go for Baron with one person dead.
Yeah, but that window is all but closed now. Yorick will be up now.
Well, they could still go Baron. The bot lane is still pushing in. They know someone's gonna go down there to get it.
It's true. And J4 is there.
Yeah,
Lucian
in
is there
fact,
too.
Lucian is heading down there too.
Okay, so this Baron should be free, but they're hesitating. Because they saw them leave the map. But they're going for it.
Yeah, they're going for the B word.
Oh, Epic Cat's getting caught out, but the culling coming down, not hitting its target. But Epic Cat's is low. We'll see if that matters or not. The box is still technically on cooldown. Purple team gets Baron Nashor. Mr. Unlock all the way in the back, but nobody's focusing him. He has all the damage. Look at how tanky he is. But against 4 people, against 4 fed people, it doesn't matter.
Oh, excellent flash.
Oh, and there's the surrender. Yeah, they know it's over. Okay, so second time was the charm in the Baron. So that was over in a flash.